Hi guys, welcome to today's video where I'm going to share with you 10 tips to putting together your kitchen kit set cabinetry. Today I'm using the Kaboodle range from Bunnings, but these tips will apply to any kind of kit set cabinetry that you're putting together. Today's video isn't how to put cabinetry together. You can read the instructions for that. Today's video is all about keeping it simple, easy, and taking the headache out of it, and just some little tips and tricks that you might find save you a lot of time, stress, and energy. So before I get into it, if you like the video today, please smash the thumbs up button. It helps me, it pushes this video out to other people on YouTube, and if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. Alright, let's get stuck in. So the first tip for you guys today is to use your impact driver. If you only have a standard drill, that will do fine as well, but you will find that if you use your impact driver, you have a much smoother and quicker time of driving in the screws, and your cabinetry comes together a lot quicker and easier. Another thing I love about impact drivers, or this one in particular, is this magnetic strip here. Super helpful for holding a few screws while you're in the middle of putting a cabinet together, and it just makes the process that little bit easier. My next tip for you is invest in a 90-degree clamp. This clamp here from Craig was I think $60 or $70, and as you can see here, it clamps together the two pieces of your cabinet at a 90-degree angle. I'll show you guys here how this clamp works. Obviously this cabinet's already put together, but if you can imagine that it wasn't, having something like this to hold it together at a nice 90-degree angle is going to mean that you've got your hand free for screwing in the screws when you need to. Definitely recommend it, it's worth the investment. Okay, so tip number 3, to check for damage is really important. Check all of the edges, make sure nothing is either chipped off or swollen. What I found last time was that I had a set of drawers that were damaged, and I spent a lot of time putting the cabinet and the drawers all together, only to find that I couldn't actually get this piece to fit in to the bracket for the drawer because it was swollen and chipped. And you don't want to go to all that effort. So take a look first. Make sure there's no damage before you put everything together. Minor chips, don't worry about, you're not even going to notice or see them, but definitely take that step of just having a quick look over every panel before you start assembly. Tip number 4 is have a container for all of your screws and bits and pieces. There's nothing worse than having screws everywhere, and so having it all in the one place is great. If you follow me on TikTok, you know that I renovate with my kids in tow, and so having a container like this one, even if you don't put the flaps on properly, you can essentially have your kid come along, knock it off, and these screws aren't going to go all over the floor. I definitely recommend it. This brand is Sistema. You can get it in most supermarkets here in Australia and New Zealand, and trust me, this seems like a simple, small thing, but it is a lifesaver. Get a container, put all of your screws in it. You're going to have a bunch of different panels once you've undone your box, and it can be easy to get them all confused and to actually put them together in the wrong order, find yourself unscrewing it and needing to do it again. So this tip number 5 is, remember, laminate at the front, raw edge at the back. Whenever you make your cabinetry, the laminate is always going to be facing out, and the raw edge is what's going to be going against the wall. Number 6 is know your screw lengths. One of the reasons I love the Kaboodle Kitchen Cabinetry is because they keep everything super simple. They give you 2 lengths of screws. The long ones are what you're going to use for assembling your cabinetry. That's all you're ever going to use. Always the long screw. And this shorter one here is the screw that you're going to use when you actually join the cabinets to each other, once they're up on the wall or down as the base cabinets. So long ones for assembly, short ones for joining together, simple as. Tip number 7 is quickly identifying the inside and the outside of your panel based on these screw holes. These are the exact same panel, but one is the inside and one is the outside, and you can simply and easily tell that by just looking at these countersunk screw holes here, and this is what they look like on the other side. They're a lot smaller. This is to accommodate for your screw head sitting in nice and flush. Which brings me on to tip number 8, and that is always screw your screws in so they are a little bit beneath the surface of the cabinet, because what's going to happen is if you don't have them nice and embedded, when you come to join these cabinets together and the screw sticks out a little bit, you're not going to be able to have them joined together nice and flat, nice and flush. So always make sure you screw it in just that little bit extra. Okay, so tip number 9 is more of a personal preference from me, but if you can and you're installing these at home, do it on a rug or do it on carpet. And the reason for that is because your cabinetry is going to slide. So you finish screwing in here, you want to screw in something on the other side, your cabinetry just moves around so much easier, and you know the carpet or the rug isn't going to scratch it, and I think it's just a super helpful little tip. Lucky last, number 10. This cost me about an hour of lost time because I didn't have the tool that I needed to finish the job. Own a stubby little screwdriver, but this you absolutely cannot get away without, and I'm about to show you why. Eventually, once you've installed all of your cabinetry, you need to join them to each other. And if you have in your plan, like I do, a 150mm cabinet or a wine rack here, you're going to need to get access within the cabinet. And that's why having one of these is key. It seems silly and small, but you'll be kicking yourself if you don't have one and you're not able to get in there and you have to do a whole trip down the road right as you're in the middle of trying to finish off your cabinetry. So that's it for today, guys. Please leave me a comment with what you thought. Smash the thumbs up button, it really does help me out, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. So looking forward to making more videos like this for you, and can't wait to read your comments. Thanks for watching.